I just thought of this one. Cedric Alexander wants to face Mustafa Ali for the X Division
Oh,
title,
that's right,
which
because he's in
would
there.
like imagine a WWE superstar currently employed is fighting for the X Division. Like that is something that I can say out loud, and it's not as stupid as once said before because of just a little bit of just getting along. Like, isn't
Well,
that just insane?
and we said too, the X Division title is something that we wanted to see like an equivalent for in WWE, essentially like a cruiserweight title.
Mm-hmm.
And that would be a cool way to do it to see if people would care. People are loving Mustafa Ali right now. So it's like, okay, if only you guys had just utilized that more. Because I've been saying there is a huge space for the cruiserweight division if they did it right. You don't even have to frame it as cruiserweight. Like saying the X division is so much cooler than saying cruiserweight. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
so
Like,
much, so much cooler.
because I think people also don't realize like how many people are considered a cruiserweight. You know what I mean? Like you wouldn't necessarily
Yeah,
think, but like Seth Rollins is like this close to being considered a cruiserweight. Like, but no one
Matt
would say
Hardy
that.
was a cruiserweight, and Chris Jericho and Eddie Guerrero. Like Eddie Guerrero was one of the most famous cruiserweights. Like, really?
Yeah,
Him?
like you wouldn't think that, right? It's not just Rey Mysterio's because he's 5'3" and
Yeah.
175 pounds. You know what I mean? So I think that they are missing the mark there, but that would be a cool thing to do because then maybe that could let them explore the possibility of bringing that in because they just brought in that new title for the women in NXT and it was a gorgeous title and people are already invested in that. So it's like, okay, well, bringing in another one for the men, which I mean, the X division, it doesn't even have to necessarily be just a cruiserweight, but I think that you could because there are so many of those guys, especially from the black and gold era of NXT, that are not doing anything or they're stuck in a tag team and then you're not doing anything with them either. So, like, give them an outlet. People
Mm.
love seeing Ricochet versus Ilya.
Could you
I'd love
imagine Ricochet in an Ultimate X match? That's
like
it.
so that's
That's
what
what I
I'm
want to
saying.
see.
Like that the thing is like even if you when we're talking about like Ricochet and Ilya, right? People were super into that match and like neither one of them have like a really big loud fan base because like you know, Ricochet's not on every single week and he's not always like the most captivating character. People love to watch him because he's fantastic. But beyond that, it's not like, you know, he's selling out t-shirts and stuff, right? And then Ilya is newer to the Raw scene, so it's like he doesn't have an established fan base from that crowd yet either. But like people wanted that match to keep going. Like people were
Oh,
genuinely upset that Braun Breaker ended that match. So imagine being able to be like guaranteed one or two of those types of matches every single week. Like please, then you knew you were going to be getting a banger every single week. Like on top of the other stuff. But you know what I mean? Like
mm.
those things would be like fun to look forward to, but you know, it would have to just be, I guess, the right time
You really have to.
for to bring it back. But like I
Yeah.
said, maybe teasing something with the X division title could kind of like move
Speed
them
things.
in that direction eventually.
Speed things along.